For Indi.
Deputy Speaker, as you know, policy is one of the main things this government does. And I have to say that I am so sad that in this government we don't have regional policy. And I'm told that we haven't had a regional policy since John Anderson was a relevant minister. I have got a little bit of hope. The current Minister, Senator Fiona Nash, is promising us something in early April. But it's in terms of policy that I'd like to address my comments today. Because in terms of being effective, policy by itself just exists. Without leadership, it can't be implemented. And my comments today are about the role of community-based leadership. In particular, if we want to make sure that government policy is effective in rural and regional Australia and delivers its outcomes, we've got to work in partnership with our community leaders. And so I'm delighted to tell the House that yesterday and Monday I welcomed to Parliament members of the Alpine Valleys Community Leadership Program, who spent a day learning about how Parliament works, how policy works. And as part of that whole process, we had a really interesting meeting with the Prime Minister. And the group were talking about the Community Leadership Program in Victoria. We've got 10 community-based leadership programs, and they were talking about how they then work with government, local government, state government and federal government to deliver policy. And he was quite inspired by it, I have to say. Good on you, Malcolm. And he's asked us to go away and do some work on how we might develop up a national approach to community-based leadership, to work hand in hand with the Commonwealth Government. So I wanted to just bring some comments today and to acknowledge the work of the Alpine Valleys Community Leadership Program, and to say to Helen, Luke, Sandra, Catherine, Karen, Ben, Will, Alison, Laura, Tori, Katie, Nicola, Richard, Chris, Jacqueline, Tammy, Nicola, Nicole, Kim, Ryan, Shane, Tamara and Amy, you heard it from the Prime Minister. You heard his request to work hand in hand with him. So I'm sending you off with that really clear task now to step up, to become leaders, to stand for election. I'm also acknowledging the work of Carly and Kim in making it happen. To you, Karen Lee, for being the facilitator of the work. But it's not enough to come to Canberra. It's not enough to speak with the leaders. What's really important in leadership is you go back to your communities and you say to your community that I'm prepared to stand for election. I'm prepared to put some ideas out there. I'm prepared to work together. And most importantly, I've got a vision for how our community can be a better place. So my call out is to the Minister in charge of Rural and Regional Australia. Let's have that vision. And with it, let's have funding for a national program of community-based leadership so that right across this magnificent nation we can support community leaders to do their bit in delivering what all of us want, which is a chance for rural and regional Australia to reach its potential.
I thank the member.